Hello, my name is Wes Anderson. I'm here to introduce several instructional videos. This first video is of the Pet Tutor feeder. It will go through how you power the feeder on and operate the three simple buttons that are on the feeder. We have other videos to demonstrate the various mounting options of Pet Tutor and the smart remote that allows you to do several things with the feeder. But this one particular video is just going to concentrate on the basic operations of the feeder itself. So let's get right into that. We'll rotate the feeder around to the side, and I'll show you the three buttons that operate the feeder. The first one at the top obviously is the power button. That operates very simply by just a quick press of the power button and you'll see a green light come on. That green light will stay on for a few seconds and then it will go off and start flashing. This flashing green light is an indicator that we have full battery power and that we are operating on battery power. The Pet Tutor comes with an optional wall charger, and it can run off the wall indefinitely, and if that is the case, this green light will always stay on. So the flashing green light means that we have full battery power and that we're operating on the battery. The button at the bottom is the manual feed button. That is a good one to test once you've loaded kibble in the feeder. Just a quick press and release, and you'll hear a beep, and the Pet Tutor will dispense one kibble. So that bottom button is the manual. One of its modes is manual feed. It has another mode we'll get into in just a second. Let's go to the middle button now, which is the volume button. And in order to change the volume, we can just press and release quickly the volume button a couple of times, and that will change the volume. Once we get to a volume that we like, then we just stop and Pet Tutor will take that setting. So let's show how we do that. Just a quick press and release, and you'll be able to hear a change in the volume. And then we found the volume that we like, we just stop and Pet Tutor will accept that volume. Now this button has another function, which is to completely mute the tone. And this is good if you don't want the tone to be emitted. We still have an indicator light that is a part of the marker system for Pet Tutor, so the light will flash whether or not you have the tone. And if you want to mute the tone, you can do that by holding down the volume button, and you'll hear or you'll see a flash on the status light to tell you that you have muted. So hold down the volume button, and now the Pet Tutor is in mute mode. The way we can test that again is to go back to that bottom button, press and release that quickly to dispense a treat, and we just dispensed one treat in silent operation or mute mode. To turn the volume back on, just a quick press of the volume button in the middle, and we've got the volume back on. Again, to test that, we can press the manual button at the bottom, just a quick press and release, and we got our beep back, and we dispensed a kibble. The final button at the bottom has another function, which is to set the tone. And in order to set the tone, we press and hold this bottom button, which is for manual feed or tone set, until we get a beep. And when we get the beep, we release, and then we can scroll through the various tones. So hold it down, and now we can press it, and it will just continue to cycle through the different tones. When we get to a tone we like, we let go, and we'll get that double beep you just heard at the end to say Pet Tutor has now accepted the choice that we have for the tone. So we have gone through, we can test that tone by pressing the manual button. We've gone through how to power the unit on, how to change the volume, how to completely mute the tone, how to use the bottom button, which is for manual dispense or changing the pitch or frequency of the tone itself. And finally, if we want to power the unit off, this requires holding the power button at the top down again for a few seconds until you get a beep and the two lights will flash red and you release. So, there we go, release, and now the unit is completely turned off and can be stored away. That's the end of the demonstration video for the Pet Tutor feeder.